Welcome to this edition, 5 Minutes of Lean. Today's topic, the 8 types of waste. These wastes are typically put into 8 different buckets, that's the 8 types of waste. And there's an acronym used, downtime, to help people remember the different buckets that are out there. And so on this slide there, the word downtime is spelled there in red letters to show you each different one. So the first one is defects. So these are mistakes that require additional time and resources to fix them. The next one is overproduction. So you're creating some bottlenecks, you're tying up capital. Next one is waiting. So work has to stop. The next person is overwhelmed. The next person doesn't have what they need. Maybe you've ran out of something. Next one is non-utilized talent. So this is the wrong talent on the wrong tasks. Perhaps somebody more efficient at the task is doing something else and could be more helpful in a different role. Transportation. This is caused by moving things around, poor layout. If you don't align your processes, you can see some transportation waste. Inventory. So your supply is greater than what your customer is needing. Motion. So excess movement, congestion, lack of standards. You'll hear the term spaghetti diagramming used a lot to identify motion waste. It can also be used to help identify some transportation waste. Excessive processing, so you're not understanding the customer requirements and maybe making products to a much higher standard than what they're requiring. But basically, as you think about these, some overlap and they don't need to fit perfectly into one individual category, but the reality is it's really just about what's bothering you. If it bothers you, if it frustrates you, you really examine it. Think about, is it waste? And these 8 types can help you understand what to look for and what type of waste it could be. So now I have some questions I'd like everyone to think about. So where do you see waste? What's the process that causes that waste? What's the downstream impact of that waste? Do you know clearly the customer requirements? And last, what can be done to reduce that immediately? So a lot of waste that's out there, especially if you're new to this and just starting, can be very easy to reduce or eliminate. Some of it can be more challenging, but anytime you identify that waste and you know those prior 4 things, then you want to eliminate it if you can or reduce it if you can't. So next I want to talk about embracing the ugly. So in lean and visual management, most times good is represented with green and bad is represented with red. In this case, waste and opportunity. So I like this. I've heard this saying and I like it a lot. So I wanted to share it as part of this presentation. But there's some gold in the green. You should be happy. There's wins in the green. There's success in the greens, creating value in the greens. But there's more gold in the reds because those identified wastes are creating opportunities. Just keep in mind that when you find these opportunities, that you're attacking the process that's generating these opportunities, not the people in that process. So what? Now that we know this, what's our next steps? So continue to get educated on the types of waste. There are a lot of resources out there, and if you go into any search engine and put in the 8 types of waste, you'll find lots of information. You may even find some really good examples in there that would enlighten you to some waste that might exist in your world that you're not even aware of. Also, make sure you're understanding voice of the customer. This is really key to not creating any unintended consequence. Something you may perceive as waste and you reduce or eliminate may have a negative impact to the customer, and that is not okay. So it is very critical that you understand the voice of the customer and the value that they need. Get out there, start to identify waste that's within your process. Then go ahead and work through some steps to reduce and eliminate your waste. I hope that you found this topic helpful and encourage you to please reach out to discuss this or if you have any questions. And I look forward to accompanying you all on a journey of continuous improvement.